listen to me.
A dream come true?
Not exactly.
More beautiful than Aphrodite?
Aside
The
from
most
that,
wonderful...
She's a fraud! She's been playing you for a sap!
Wow, Alexa, look at the mess that you've gotten yourself into. Drowning in your own lies. It was one thing when someone small like me calls you out, but when the bigger names start to get involved, all I can say is good luck, honey. I honestly didn't want to think that this woman, again, after feeling duped by her online activism, would do even more horrible shit, but here we are. I actually thought that she was one of the good ones once upon a time, but after learning a lot of horrible stuff about Alexa that I'm sure a lot of you already know based on my other two videos, she just is someone that might be incapable of taking accountability. A lot of people were disappointed because they thought that she was one of the ones fighting for those that didn't have the resources to really fight for themselves. But soon it became clear that this is really all just a vanity project, and because of everything she's done, it's finally catching up to her. After I made my previous videos on Alexa, I wasn't really aware of everything that was going on with her. I wasn't really keeping up because I just didn't care at that point. I had already been convinced of who Alexa Nikolas was, and I didn't really need to know anymore. After everything that went down with Drake Bell, she took a little hiatus, and now she's returned with more drama because that's all that she seems to carry around with her. She's burned a lot of bridges along the way, and this will only make things worse in the long run for her. Her behavior throughout this entire situation has been abhorrent and very childish, and we've seen countless examples proving that Alexa is a mean girl.
You are a mean girl! You're a bitch!
She's nasty, she's vile, she's completely absorbed with herself, and she will gaslight you into thinking that she wasn't doing this huge promotion tour for Drake Bell.
But it was about understanding a little bit about the cycle. And then when I looked back at the YouTube video that I made about Drake Bell, I saw me trauma responding a little bit and maybe not being the best I could be when it came to addressing that. Specifically the end, that I just saw him as I dehumanized him with the word predator. And I didn't know what to do, to be honest with you. I didn't know what to do. In that moment, a survivor was talking. He was sharing his story. I just wanted to listen to a survivor, and I wanted to hear what happened to him. And I wanted to see him when it happened. Not who he is today, but him when it happened. And I wish that you gave me that grace, but you didn't. You just made me out to be somebody who was defending Drake and ignoring the victim, dehumanizing with labels. I was going through my own healing process and trying to understand certain things.
You know, with you, it's always me.
When she kept making video after video on Drake Bell, not really ever bringing up the fact that he had victims of his own. The woman that came forward talking about the fact that she was abused and thrown down the stairs by him, or the fact that another one of his victims actually took him to court for child endangerment. No, but she's focused on the small detail of calling him a sex offender. That's what Alexa's worried about. She could make videos crying for Drake Bell and all the people that wrote letters in support of Brian Peck, but not one mention about any of Drake's victims, not a mention about him even being a predator.
Ugh, not a good look.
And I know she acknowledges this as her trauma responding, but when there are hundreds if not thousands of people telling you that this thing is wrong and that you should not be glorifying Drake Bell just because something bad happened to him in his past, maybe you should listen to your audience. She can talk about Ariana Grande and her experience with Nickelodeon and James Marsden and the cast of Boy Meets World and the cast from Quiet on Set and how she wasn't asked to come back for an interview. I know Alexa's been through a lot and I genuinely feel sorry for her, but she can't act like a diva and expect people to feel bad for her when she does all of this shit that proves that she's a horrible person.
I have received a document on Alexa's behalf from the one and only Andrew Brettler. Andrew Brettler, that Colleen Ballinger hired, by the way. And just a little part of it is our firm is litigation counsel to Alexa Nikolas and Eat Predators Incorporated. Who does Andrew Brettler? Who is his client, you may ask? Colleen Ballinger. You know, she hired Andrew Brettler. I mean, legal correspondence. Brettler signed Andrew B. Brettler. And Alexa Nikolas' name is there.
So what has Alexa gotten herself into this time, during her little vacation? Well, more people have found out that she's a complete fraud, and all of this happened after that documentary came out. Something that she was so excited for. Remember when she was so happy about that? She was riding off the cloud of that. I bet she wishes she could go back to that time before all of the shit hit the fan. I wonder if she thinks about that, if she would have responded differently. Probably not. It's hard to tell with Alexa. So a reporter named Kat Tenbarge started investigating Alexa because of all the shit that people have said about her. She apparently spoke to a few people within Eat Predators to get their accounts of what they witnessed with Alexa. And once she found out about it, she starts posting on Twitter about Kat to the point where it feels like she's the stalker.
The reason why I was tweeting last night was because I felt sad and I felt angry at what I endured and what I had to leave behind because of how survivors treated me. I stood in the rain for survivors. I did so much for survivors that it wasn't enough for them.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Of course, she's wearing her fucking ugly, disgusting shirt. Is it me, or does she look more disheveled? Sorry, I don't want to be a bully, but I've already acted childish up until this point, so what the fuck, I guess. The way she's acting is very unhinged.
But who are you now? Who are you now? What have you personally become?
And I'm sorry, Alexa, but you should have just let this go. People are closing in and it's not looking good. Oh, so she started a fundraiser through Eat Predators. Let's see how it's... People aren't responding to this well. Alexa starts her video in response to Adam McIntyre, who posted a video criticizing Alexa, and she immediately starts victimizing herself in the beginning of the video.
I really loved advocating for survivors. I really loved it. And how much work I put into it. No, actually, Kat knows. I take that back. Kat knows exactly how much fucking work I put into it. I was so focused on predatory behavior that maybe I didn't want to look at the roots.
As a survivor.
Because
as a survivor,
that doesn't excuse them choosing to be a predator. It doesn't excuse their choices. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I started to see the roots growing and becoming more and more visible in the survivor community. I started to see it in real time, the cycle that I personally have to deal with
as a survivor.
Crying about how she's been through so much and that everybody's bullying her. Remember that she's an actor. The moment that Adam McIntyre got involved, it was completely over for her. Everyone except her dedicated stans at this point have pretty much realized what Alexa truly is. And I'm someone that understands that people make mistakes, but as people, we're supposed to learn from them. Alexa is immature as well, constantly bringing up her restraining order that her daughter has on someone.
Again, I hate that I have to actually repeat this, but my child has a restraining order against him, and I find it weird that he filed what he filed around the same time as your article. To be exact, my stalker is such a stalker, it really fucking scares me, that he signed it on my birthday.
It's just a coincidence. No, it's not even a coincidence. It's just something that happened.
She constantly talks about her stalker that she has, which she should really keep that to herself. With Alexa, it's upsetting because her children are children and shouldn't really be dragged into her drama, but there she goes again, bringing up her daughter. Kat Tenbarge sent Alexa a bunch of questions asking about Eat Predators and its controversies and all the stuff that she dug up on Alexa. And Alexa starts to go through it on stream because of course she does. And Alexa immediately assumes that she's being defamed by someone because that's always the first place she goes to. It's never because she did anything wrong.
That article didn't come out because it was defamatory about me. It was provably false. Sorry. But one thing for sure, I did not deserve how you all fucking treated me. I didn't deserve it at all. I didn't deserve to be called the names that I was called. I didn't deserve to be dragged. That article didn't come out, not because I'm fucking irrelevant. Get real.
Remember when Alexa posted about obtaining all of the documents to the Drake Bell situation? Well, she brings that back up because that's one of the things that Kat questions her on. Alexa likes to use the excuse of, well, I never said that, so, to try to get herself out of a situation.
I said I got documents. Never said they were sealed. I think actually at one point I tweeted saying they're not sealed.
The post she made about Drake Bell implied that she got documents that weren't released to the public. I think that's what she genuinely wanted people to believe, that she had some inside knowledge that no one else had. But now she can turn it right back around and say, well, these were public documents, they were always right there in front of you. And the fact that she posts a link to them and makes them more public for people to just go look at this just shows how Alexa doesn't respect or value the victim's privacy at all. She directs everybody through her Twitter to go and look at these documents. And even though they are public, clearly when you have someone like her posting a link, making it more known, more people are going to go look at that. But before, she didn't want to talk about Drake Bell at all. She didn't want to bring it up. But now she can try to use this document thing as a way to get herself out of the fact that she was defending Drake Bell.
And when I found out that Drake Bell was a survivor, it changed me a little bit. I think it should have changed us all, honestly, because it's not about excusing his behavior.
This all comes back to the fact that she's a hypocrite and defended Drake Bell because he's directly connected to Nickelodeon, and because this looks bad for Nickelodeon and she wants to take down Nickelodeon. And the stuff that she talked about Jamie Lynn Spears for so long about and Kristen Herrera about them bullying her so much, yeah, that probably isn't even true.
You know what it was like telling people that Jamie Lynn Spears was a bully?
Alexa, Nikolas, and I became fast friends. Kristen, who played Dana Cruz, and I clicked immediately, but all three of us spent time together on and off set. On the weekends, we would have sleepovers, go to the beach, go to the mall, or we would hang out. We were typical girls talking fashion and boys. Alexa, who played Nicole, noticed that Kristen and I were growing closer, which caused some issues. 3 is the worst number for girls because 1 will always feel left out. Throughout the shooting season, we had our fair share of fun and fights, just like all girls our age. But slowly I started to feel like there was something amiss. Later into season 1, rumors about me began to spread amongst the cast and extras. At first, it was small lies, things like people saying I was mean or bitchy. Everyone was telling me that Alexa was the one making the false claims. I was led to believe that Alexa told extras that I smelt bad and other things that I couldn't control. I would leave the set humiliated and sad. I cried many times after work and had to hide my feelings. The way her mother walked around on set as if she owned it and whispered to her daughter incessantly, seemingly about me, raised concerns. Okay, so that's her saying about Alexa's mother. For all I know, someone was feeding her lies that instigated the problems that we were experiencing. I began to suspect that she was interested in having me thrown off the show in the hopes that they would make Alexa the star. And Brittany told her that she wouldn't keep jobs if she continued to treat people that way. Alexa scurried away from the trailer. After the chat, Alexa didn't blatantly bully me, and once season 2 was in the can, she was dismissed from the show. She later spoke about being bullied on the set of Zoe 101.
She's posted personal police documents as a way to make her look more credible, I guess, but it just makes her look more unhinged, if anything. It makes her look inconsiderate, it makes her just look like a horrible person. Alexa is desperate for an apology from Nickelodeon. She wants them to get on their knees and beg for forgiveness for the trauma that she went through. That, again, I'm not even sure is 100% true in the first place.
Why did Alexa establish ePredators as a for-profit entertainment company with Alexa serving in every executive position? Kat, it's called a podcast. It's called a YouTube channel. This is not a nonprofit. Why am I being bashed for having a podcast?
Alexa took the idea of ePredators and morphed it into her own vanity project. That's what the problem is. No one cared if you were the head of it and you came up with this by yourself. If you got there honestly and actually created ePredators, no one would give a shit. But you made money for yourself and didn't include any of the other victims that wanted to actually turn this into an organization that could help other victims and survivors. That's what the problem is. Alexa always likes to leave out context so she can make it look like she's as innocent as possible. No one's bashing Alexa for making money off of YouTube. That's not the problem here. She kind of made it seem like ePredators was an organization, or that she planned on making it an organization that was helping other survivors, especially with her activism and making streams talking about other predators and receiving money from people for it. She should have been transparent with people and told them that I just want to be a YouTube commentary / drama channel that makes money, not some activist that's supposed to create some big change for victims.
Ooh, what? I'm making what is Adam doing? I mean, this is actually, Adam, you make money off of YouTube? You make videos about Colleen? That you, instead of going to a journalist, you were just saying it on your YouTube channel and you were making money. Good for you. Weird when it's Adam Nothing. Weird when it's me, it's something.
The difference between her and Adam McIntyre is that he never relied on that activism narrative like Alexa did. When he made his YouTube channel, it wasn't for some intention of some big social movement to help victims and survivors. You did that or implied that to your audience and started making merch, and it suddenly just became all about you and your vengeance quest to take down Nickelodeon. You're upset that Nickelodeon hurt you and you can't let it go. I know it hurts, but you have to move on. And now it seems like you'll be able to, since most people have seen you for the person that you are. You're mean and don't care how your behavior affects other people.
Empathy, put yourself in the place of me.
You exploit your audience for personal gain. You lie and manipulate your audience, and people are fucking sick of it.
But I started protesting. I started choosing the places to go protest.
Oh, you mean Nickelodeon, the company that did you so dirty that you're making money off of the notoriety of? Really, Alexa? Protesting the KCAs? How is that really going to make that much of a change, really? Now, before you all jump down my throat, I know Alexa did go and protest at actual legitimate places like the Church of Scientology and stuff, but it's still kind of funny that she turned protesting Nickelodeon into some big movement that's going to actually help victims and people who were traumatized and victimized by Nickelodeon, and she just exploited people and exploited the situation for her own benefit. Alexa never cared about that, and I'm convinced of it.
And why am I in every executive position? Because I am. I am in every executive position. For the most part. Does that bother you because what, I'm like a woman or...
You know it has nothing to do with that. You are not going to use that here, Alexa. Get real. This has nothing to do with you being a woman. If you wanted your channel to be a YouTube channel, then you should have made that clear. But you can't have it be a YouTube channel, but then you want it to be so big of a movement that you have executive positions. Make up your mind, because it doesn't make any sense. She'll just use any excuse to get herself out of criticism, even when it contradicts itself like it just did. I have my own issues with the drama sphere, and I know that Kat Tenbarge and Adam McIntyre are controversial to some people, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of that atmosphere, but that really isn't the point when talking about all of this stuff that Alexa has done. It's just deflecting from the actual issue. Well, it looks like Alexa is going to run away from the internet again. Who knows for how long? Who knows if the Alexa saga will be over, or if she'll come back and try to actually revive her career on YouTube or something. I'm not sure. She had a quick high when the documentary came out, and then it just went plummeting down from there. I'm not saying I'm particularly happy about this, because I actually wanted to believe that Alexa was a celebrity actually doing something for change and not for vanity, but
Truth ages well. Lies die.
unfortunately, we got disappointed again by Alexa's behavior. I feel bad for all the people that actually gave money to her and put time and effort to actually try to build this organization, and Alexa took it from them. I'm pretty sure I'm all caught up. If I've missed any details, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Let me know how you feel about Alexa. Do you hate her? Have you hated her for a long time? Do you think she'll try to make a comeback, or do you think it's over? That's really all I've got. See you guys in the next one.
What a bully.